Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
And welcome to what just might be our favorite state in the entire USA.
So bust out your fanciest cowboy boots.
And your slickest cowboy hat.
Now let's go see what this gigantic state of Texas is all about.
Yeehaw!
For the first stop on our epic West Texas road trip, we have come to the super charming town of Blanco, Texas to try a dish that is absolutely synonymous with Texas. That's right, y'all. We are trying sweet, delicious barbecue. We've been to barbecue joints all over this state, and while it's probably impossible to visit them all, we're marking one more off the list today. We're headed to Old 300.
We absolutely scored at Old 300. Oh my goodness. This is the Wagyu brisket and jalapeno sausage hoagie. He cuts that brisket off very, very fresh and then just piles it on top of this hoagie. So this is Wagyu brisket. I guess that's like Japanese, right?
I think it's just extra marbled and fatty and delicious.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how to do this. I think I did it right. It's an explosion of flavor. There's so much smokiness in the meat. That fat marbling we were talking about adds a ton of flavor to it. There's a bit of heat from the jalapeno sausage on that. The bread is actually super delicious too. They lightly toast it before they put all the meat on there. Really makes it. It's a lovely thing when you come to a barbecue restaurant and they have really good brisket, because when brisket's good, it's like the best barbecue around.
It just melts in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna eat the whole thing before I even get to try it.
Did you want some? Oh, well, we're gonna have to fight to the death for it.
Y'all know it's a legit barbecue place when they have a hand washing station out in the dining room. Delicious barbecue was had. Now, let's go take on Texas. So you probably associate Texas with barbecue, but one thing you might not associate it with is wine. We're in the middle of Texas wine country, and we are not leaving here without trying some delicious Texas wine. But we didn't come to any winery. We came to a Rhinory. And that's not me just mispronouncing something, y'all. This is a winery that has a rhino.
He is playing in this mud like it's the best thing he's ever done in his life.
It's so dang cute.
Man, I just love him. This is easily the best winery I've ever been to in my life. First off, you walk in, they just handed us a glass of wine immediately, no charge. And then you walk into the back, they've got a freaking rhino. But you have to watch out because the rhino can urinate backwards and he will urinate on you.
You're learning so many things about rhinos today.
Yeah, did you know a group of rhinos is called a crash?
Probably because that's what it turns into if they come running at you.
They could crash right into you. Speaking of crashes, he is twice the weight of Ruby, our little tow vehicle. He's the weight of two of them. Holy cow, and he's a young rhino. Whole process.
When you come here and purchase wine, it goes to helping out Blake and making sure his legacy is preserved and that they can expand and eventually have him breed and make baby rhinos. And I'm so sad that it's not 2 years from now when there are potentially baby rhinos here.
We'll just have to come here in a couple years.
If all of us, 2 years from now, let's come and see baby rhinos.
We decided to disconnect and take Ruby on a little adventure to the town of Fredericksburg. You inevitably pass through this town when you head your way out west, and it is worth a stop because it is definitely one of the most charming of the small towns you pass through.
It was settled in 1846 by German immigrants, so the entire town has a bit of a German theme to it. It kind of feels like you're stepping into another country, but with a Texas twist.
Speaking of a Texas twist, what are we after in this town?
Ooh-wee, we have a sweet that we have our heart set on. No, that was a bad thing to say. There is a delicious German treat we are wanting to try, and it is right up the road. It's so funny to park her next to these big old Texas trucks.
It's not even the size of the back of this truck.
So this is what we were after. This is a sweet German pretzel. It's covered in icing. It's got a bunch of, I think, pecans in there and cinnamon swirled into it. Sure, you could just put salt and cheddar on that, but that's boring when you could get it sweetened. Woo!
I can hear the crunch.
It's so flaky. This is all over me.
Now you're good.
That is definitely more like a flaky croissant almost. The cinnamon is just like all up in it with the little pops of nuts in there and then the icing on top, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet.
Give me some.
Oh, God. We came to the adorable Pritzer's Sweet Shop. There's actually a ton of German bakeries on this street, but I think this one is the best.
Well, it's official, y'all. We are out in West Texas.
Ah, I love Texas, y'all. It changes from this like beautiful rolling hill country to this epic desert land. It's so cool.
We desperately needed to do some uploading and we noticed that our phone has 5G signal, so we decided to pull over to this little rest stop and get some stuff done. And that is all thanks to T-Mobile, and we want to give them a huge thanks for partnering with us on this epic Texas road trip.
They've got the fastest 5G network in America, which means quicker downloads and smoother streaming.
If you watched our last video, you know that our cell signal is the main way that we've stayed connected throughout all of our RV travels. And that's because if you've ever traveled by RV, you probably already know that Wi-Fi at RV parks is pretty much guaranteed to suck. But T-Mobile hasn't only come in clutch for us in the States, it has also kept us connected throughout all of our international travels.
Yeah, so as soon as we land in a new country, we get a lovely little text followed by uninterrupted service, so we never once in our 8 years had to buy a SIM card abroad. You guys, I'm just scrolling through my texts and holy moly, we used to do some crazy country hopping. I mean, Australia to Mexico to Canada to the UK to Denmark, whoa.
The bottom line is we are huge fans of T-Mobile. We actually switched to them immediately when we started traveling, and we have been using them ever since, all throughout our travels all across the US and the rest of the planet. If you would like to switch to T-Mobile, you can visit the link that is on the screen right now or the one down in the description. Or, you know, you can just keep on cussing out your phone when you can't get a simple web page to load, or throwing it across the room when your video stream suddenly freezes. It's up to you. But our uploads are just about done. We've got about 20 minutes to our next little Texas destination. Let's get back on the road.
Well, I know we told you all this is a tour of West Texas, but we lied a little. We're going south. Deep south.
Deep, deep south.
We're going underground, y'all, into the Caverns of Sonora. I'm very convinced that caves are just created by aliens.
This does look like alien technology.
It's just so different than anything up on the surface. Everything is something. It looks like everything's coming to get you. I can't believe that people used to explore these only by candlelight. True explorers and adventurers.
And I've never seen such an active cave. There's so many little bits just everywhere to explore.
Everywhere, things popping out, popping sideways, popping down. It's like living still. It's wild.
I mean, look at this. This looks like wet skin.
Looks like so much goo.
This formation here is called cave bacon for obvious reasons. This particular one actually looks like a giant piece of bacon.
These ones I've never seen before. They're like translucent wings or fish fins. Very cool. And now we're entering the part of the cave where cauliflower is formed. Who knew? It grew down in caves. Remember to eat your cave cauliflower, kids.
They actually call it cave popcorn, I think, but I think it looks more like cauliflower.
It does. It looks like kind of slightly roasted cauliflower. Apparently this room used to be filled with water, and you can see a perfect line here and up there where the water used to sit in here. But they blasted in here to make the walkway, and it all went flowing out. But now you have all this left over. Cool.
This cave is full of helictites, which are apparently formations that grow sideways. And there's some spots like this one here that are so dense that it just looks like worms growing out of the ceiling or something.
Welcome to Mexico.
Oh my God, sunlight Sweet sunlight. I haven't seen it in over 10 years. I've been trapped in this cave. It was more like 2 hours.
Yeah, false, 2 hours.
We have visited a lot of caves, and this one is possibly the top one. The formations in here are like nothing we've ever seen. It is literally like stepping into another planet. Every single surface is covered with some crazy epic rock formation.
Usually you're a little further away from the formations, but this one, they were right next to your face the whole time.
Yeah, man, you gotta watch out, because if you bonk your head on one of those, they look brittle, but they are so much sharper than they appear. Well, this stop was totally worth it. This was a pretty good find.
And much cooler than the surface. You like that one?
I can't top how stupid that was. In addition to having an awesome, intricate cave system, this is an RV park. How sweet is that to have like the destination you're wanting to go to and then you walk directly to your home?
It's very cool, and the lands are so pretty and they just allow you to walk everywhere. Sadly, there's no sewer hookup though because you're above a cave. It's crazy to think that that's just underneath us right now.
Man, the bugs out here are like nothing I've ever experienced. If you hold still, they swarm you like 100 of them. Like 3 different species of bugs at least are on me at any given time.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
look at all the gnats on my legs right now.
So many.
Holy cow. But one thing I love about this RV park is there is so much wildlife, so many animals all over the place. See, we don't need to get a dog. Just
No.
enjoy all the animals that we encounter.
We're just one with nature. Snow White out here.
Allison whipped up a delicious spaghetti dinner. Nice job.
Yeah. Put everything in the fridge in there, including capers. Including capers.
English is tough, huh?
It's hard sometimes.
I was just thinking though, you know, one thing I'm really gonna miss about the RV traveling life, since this is gonna be our last RV traveling adventure for a long time, is just being in a unique, different place all the time.
It is really cool. There's something pretty sweet about being in an epic landscape, but then coming into your very comfortable, cozy, capable home.
Yeah, and then you wake up and you step out to the awesomeness. Also, we've got to give another quick shout out to T-Mobile because like we mentioned earlier, RV park Wi-Fi is just notoriously unreliable, and this one is no different. In fact, they don't even have Wi-Fi here. But luckily, we have a couple bars of 5G. So we were both able to get a bunch of work done earlier, and we haven't had any problems streaming at all. So now we're about to watch our little stories with dinner. And more adventures to come in West Texas. The fun's only getting started.
I know, we got a lot more west to go.
Yeah, that's a big state, isn't it?
It's so big.
All right, get in that pasta. Get in there. Wow, the wind out in West Texas is no joke, you guys. Today is a very, very windy day. It is throwing this gal all over the road.
Yeah, I think there's 40-mile-an-hour gusts and everything is just flying everywhere.
Yeah, we've been going about 55, 60 miles an hour. She can go up to like 65, 70, but we're too afraid that if we hit the wrong gust, it's just gonna topple us over or something. But there is a town deep within the desert that is the object of our... What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Sometimes I start off saying something, I don't know where the heck I'm going with it. But anyways, there's a quirky little desert town that we have our sights set on, and it is that way. Well, this is the most adorable little office check-in station I've ever seen in an RV park. Well, this thing's really cool. Check this out.
This would be fun to tow with Chuck.
Yeah, no, man, look. I mean, it actually feels pretty spacious in here, but it's so light. We are staying at a quirky little RV park just outside of Marfa called Tumble In RV Park.
Tumble In.
And man, Clementine is right at home. There's a bunch of vintage Airstreams. This guy has a vintage Land Cruiser. And there's also just like old school campers. And then there's whatever the heck this thing is over there. And best of all, 30 bucks a night.
30 bucks a night. And
Full hookups.
Full hookups, y'all. That's wild. Well, y'all, we have made it to Marfa, Texas, the quirkiest little town in the West. This little town is in the middle of the desert, in the middle of these ranches, but it's actually an artist's hub. That means you're gonna find tons of art installations and murals all over the town, plus little boutiques, trendy restaurants, and it all centers around this and it all centers around the historic downtown square, where that is the courthouse. Damn it.
You were doing so good. You were on a roll.
Oh man.
Plus you just look adorable. Like, come on.
Thanks. I'm prepared for our next adventure, which, by the way, we are about to explore this city, but we are not going to use these, nor are we going to use this.
We're going to use something that weighs about the same as this.
That is true, but probably goes faster than this.
Compared to especially most tour
like riding
companies.
a bike. All right, y'all, we are off. This is Nico here. He's gonna be our fearless cowboy for the day. He's gonna take us all around the area outside Marfa, take us downtown a little bit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, lead the way, my good fellow.
I feel like I'm on The Walking Dead or something, riding a horse through a city. I feel like that's the only thing I can think of where that happens. Yeah. If there are any zombies, I need a sword or something. Or in Texas, we need our gun.
Wow, my legs already hurt. Am I doing this right? Got that cowboy walk, man.
Riding horse definitely makes me glad that there's not much between my legs.
Good one. Yeah, what she means is I keep hitting my balls.
Yeah.
We made a quick little stop to the Marfa Spirit Company, and this is a little gem here in Marfa. There's a bunch of local people. Our guy Nico's just been like saying hi to everybody that he knows. Apparently they're doing karaoke all night. Are you gonna partake of that?
No, I think you were next, sir.
Me? Keep dreaming. I might need a few more of these palomas or whatever they're called. They make some delicious, amazing, beautiful drinks here. This is like some mint up here. It's like basil infused vodka, strawberry, something like that. It is so good. Oh yeah, and we mentioned earlier how Marfa is an artist town. Well, you're gonna see art in all kinds of different weird places, and sometimes you have to look pretty close to find it. Like, for example, inside here, I didn't see any art on the wall except for this one little spot. I looked up, and there was a petrified cat from 1950, and it said the medium was flesh on bone. I think that's a real cat.
That's wild stuff.
It's art, I guess. Y'all, our guy Nico knows everybody in town. This is like the 20th person to stop, and he's got some inside joke with them. They're meeting up sometime later in the week or later tonight. This guy's got it made. Appreciate
Any
it.
other
Thank you, sir.
thing you need, just give me a holler.
Well, that was a blast. I'm sad we got to get back in Ruby now.
I know. I guess she does have a little bit more horsepower, but she's not as cool, although she is much more bum friendly.
But yeah, we're going to link to everything we're doing in the description below, obviously, but highly recommend recreating our trip. This is an awesome way to see Marfa, you guys. Don't just drive around, don't just walk around, do it on horseback.
Yeah, and you can go like out into the desert if you want. You can do more touristy things in the city on horseback. You can do whatever you want.
All right, now we're going to go to another local watering hole.
Yeah, that also serves food because I am muy hungry.
Good one. Well, good morning, y'all.
Morning.
Man, last night was awesome. When the sun sets, a cool breeze sets in. Desert nights are where it's at.
It was so nice. It was like in the 70s, and y'all, the stars up here were bananas.
Yeah, this is some of the darkest sky in the country, if not the darkest sky, at least around this area. But man, that sun is getting higher and higher in the sky, and about afternoonish, it gets brutal.
Like 100 degrees brutal.
But we are not gonna let that stop us. There's a little bit more Marfa we wanna see before we head further out west. Also, our tow vehicle doesn't have any AC, so we're trying to get out as early as humanly possible.
Yeah. Ooh, nature's AC, the wind.
Let's do it. Marfa is a bit of a restaurant mecca. There are little gems all over the place to try. You really probably have to stay here for 2 weeks to a month to try everything. But there is one that has come highly recommended that we had our hearts set on, and that is called Bordo. Not like the Bordeaux in France, although they do have delicious wine here. But this place is really amazing. It's in this old gas station looking building. When you walk in, it's this tiny little Italian deli that has a kind of restaurant seating area attached to it. What's really cool is that they have a brick oven back there that you would typically make pizzas with, but they're frying all their bread over there. So they specialize in frozen sandwiches here, and oh my god, these might be the most beautiful sandwiches I've ever seen in my entire life.
This one is the Emiliani. It is prosciutto di Parma, Parmigiano Reggiano, lemon, chestnut honey, basil, arugula, and something called crumbs with a Z.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly, talk about a perfect flavor explosion. The meat in there is super cured and salty, but there's so much like lemon and salt. And then the bread has all these sesame seeds on top that have been toasted. You really get the char from the fire. You got like super salty, you got acid in there, a little sweetness from the bread and the cheese. Oh my god.
It really is a thing of beauty. I mean, look at that. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Delicious Italian sandwich. Cheers. Got it. Y'all, we seriously needed to cool off after these 100-degree days. Woo!
This is the perfect way to do it. Welcome to Balmorhea. And this is a big old fat natural spring right there.
This is actually considered the largest swimming pool in all of Texas, and this is fed by a natural spring that produces 15 million gallons of water a day, something like that.
They say it would fill up 300,000 bathtubs.
You guys, there's a dust storm coming for us right now.
I think so. It just all of a sudden got super windy and it's so hazy.
Ah.
Also, there are critters in this water. There are little fish, there are turtles, there's all kinds of stuff. You can actually go scuba diving in here if you want to. We didn't know that, so we don't have any gear to do that with.
Oh, you got plenty of gear right here, girl.
Can you say that on the camera?
Of course I can.
All right, whatever.
All right, see ya.
Okay, bye. As if this big awesome pool wasn't enough, there's an RV park attached to it. So we just have to do a little 5-minute walk and we're home. Also, it's 25 feet deep here, which is why I'm moving around and I don't want these fish to eat me. Well, I guess that's going to do it for our time out here in West Texas. We had so much fun. We visited some sites we had seen before and came to places like this that we had never even heard of until we started the drive.
And barely scratched the surface of West Texas.
Barely.
You could make like 10 guides
There
on
are
it.
so many amazing tiny towns. I think that's what we love most about it. It's just all these little communities that are just spread out in the vastness of the desert. Some of our other favorite spots out this way that we did not get to in this video are things like Terlingua and Big Bend, which we've actually made whole videos on, and we will link to those down below. Also, we came to Marfa once and saw the Marfa lights, the infamous Marfa lights. If you don't know what that is, watch the video. And just go to Marfa in general. All right, but I guess we're just gonna go swim until they kick us out of here. Goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.